now, accurate, fast, and fair. This is News 5 at 5.
A trespasser is shot and killed in Pueblo County, and now the homeowner is facing charges. It's raising questions on the Make My Day law, and investigators are searching for answers after an arson turns to homicide. Details on the Denver bar fire. Good evening. Thanks everybody for joining us for News 5 at 5. I'm Jennifer Horbelt. Rob has the night off tonight. And in our top story this evening, Pueblo County Sheriff's deputies are investigating a deadly shooting, and a property owner is now behind bars. Deputies say it happened on Hog Farm Road on the southwest side of Pueblo last night. According to the Pueblo County Sheriff's Office, two men trespassed on private property with the intent to steal. Neither of those men were armed. When he saw them, the property owner, Dennis Pratt II, shot and killed one of them. Pratt was arrested and charged with manslaughter. The family says there have been past issues with intruders on the property. The second man was charged with trespassing. The victim's name has not yet been released, but we do know he was in his early 20s. And this shooting is raising some questions about the Make My Day law. News 5's Lacey Steele found out what's in the law and when it applies.
The shooting on Hog Farm Road happened on private property, but not inside a home. The sheriff's office believes theft was the reason the trespassers were there.
One shot was fired by the homeowner, and the victim sustained a gunshot wound to the chest and died at the scene.
Investigators can't say right now if this shooting falls under the Make My Day law.
It's too early in the investigation to make that determination. More interviews are being conducted right now.
We met up with Pueblo Police Chief Luis Velez. He's not involved with this case, but he gave us some insight on what Make My Day means. First of all, the trespasser has to be inside your home, and you have to believe they are there to commit a crime.
You, as the occupant of that residence, have the, under the law, the ability to use any force, including deadly force, to stop that individual.
You have to feel threatened.
Either they are committing a crime by taking some of your property, or in fact they might be committing a crime by placing you in danger.
Like how the property owner felt in this 911 call from a shooting we told you about in 2009.
Are they on their way? Because oh my God, he broke in the glass.
But what about those shot on a property who were not inside a home? That's not part of Make My Day.
It is specific in that regard.
If you fear for your safety outside on your property and take matters into your own hands, you may face criminal charges, or it could be seen as self-defense. Either way, it's not part of Make My Day. In Pueblo, Lacey Steele, News 5.
And the Pueblo District Attorney will decide whether or not to prosecute. But remember, if a shooting does fall under this law, the property owner will be immune from criminal prosecution and any civil liability. Police and fire investigators say a fire that erupted at a Denver bar was intentionally set to cover up a murder. It happened overnight. Firefighters were called to Firo's Bar and Grill around 1:45 this morning, had it under control 45 minutes later, but it didn't end there. Police say they found the bodies of 4 women and 1 man inside. They believe the victims were killed before the fire started, and there were obvious signs of trauma to the victims' bodies. Officials are still working to identify the victims. And boy, it's been a windy Wednesday, and cold temperatures are on the way. Mike Daniels is here with your First Alert 5 forecast. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Jennifer. Wind today enough to blow you away, and I mean literally blow you away in some instances. In Colorado Springs, 48-mile-per-hour peak wind gusts very common throughout the city. Canyon City and Pueblo with gusts into the mid-40s today. Look at Loveland Pass, a peak gust at 89 miles per hour. Quite a bit of damage across Metro Denver all the way back into the foothills. At 8 o'clock tonight, we'll have clear skies. The wind will be history after sunset. 47 in the Springs, 50 in Pueblo at 8 o'clock tonight. Look how cold as you go out tomorrow morning. You will definitely need the warm clothing. 29 and 24 early tomorrow morning. Lots of sunshine, recovering into the 50s by the lunch hour. A lot of information for you tonight. A red flag warning for high fire danger and a freeze warning for cold temperatures. I'll sort it out coming up. Jennifer?
Mike, thank you. A local volunteer group is stepping in to help a local soldier in need. Army officer and helicopter pilot Jeffrey Fitzgerald is getting ready to return to Afghanistan. His home in Chipeta Park managed to escape flames from the Waldo Canyon fire. The damage from flooding needs immediate repair. He is leaving soon, and he's buried trying to get repairs done. So volunteers from Coalition for the Upper South Platte are stepping in to help.
Things are busy. Things are very busy when you get ready to go. There's a lot to do and a lot of new guys to train. So, yeah, this does take the burden off me quite a bit.
The volunteers start tomorrow with flood mitigation and drainage repair that will help the whole area. His home is still undergoing repairs from water damage. Visitors to the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo got to see a rescue today, but nobody was really in danger. The Mountaineer Sky Ride is one of the most popular exhibits at the zoo. It soars over the grounds at 70 to 80 feet in some places. To help keep it safe, the Colorado Springs Fire Department's high-angle rescue team is training for rescues. The zoo sought the department's help, and since the ride opened 4 years ago, the department has had to assist in getting people off the ride twice. The fire department says the training requires a high degree of skill. Business owners and downtown regulars in Colorado Springs are calling increased time limits on more downtown parking meters a positive step for the area. Time limits were just raised on more than 100 meters, making 95% of downtown meters 2 hours time limit. Parking managers are also studying the cost of possibly adding credit cards as an option on meters. All the changes are intended to ease the pressure of pumping change into those meters.
I've always found that shorter meters tend to pressure people to get in and get out, and they don't spend as much time lingering and shopping and looking at different stores.
And a caution for you, be sure and check your meter. There are some that are still just 30 minutes. We turn now to Decision 2012 coverage. Barack Obama and Mitt Romney took their fight for the White House up a notch at their debate last night and gave every indication today they'll keep up that intensity for this final stretch. Steve Handelsman, back from the clash on Long Island, has the latest from Washington.
The day after the debate, they went to swing states, still battling. Former Governor Romney in Virginia.
I just think the American people had expected that the President of the United States would be able to describe what he's going to do in the next 4 years, but he can't. I mean, he spends most of his time trying to talk about how my plan won't work.
His tax plan doesn't add up. His jobs plan doesn't create jobs. His deficit reduction plan adds to the deficit.
President Obama in Iowa.
Mitt Romney's trying to sell you a sketchy deal. We are not buying it.
Paul Ryan was in Ohio.
Didn't Mitt Romney do a great job for us last night?
Not true, Governor Romney.
The debate was a brawl.
He has a one-point plan. And that plan is to make sure that folks at the top play by a different set of rules.
I will not, under any circumstances, reduce the share that's being paid by the highest income taxpayers.
The sharpest exchange on Libya.
It took them a long time to say this was a terrorist act by a terrorist group.
The suggestion that anybody in my team would play politics or mislead when we've lost 4 of our own, Governor, is offensive.
To some voters, it was too wild.
I think a lot of that had to do with the moderator, to be honest. I think she lost control.
The last debate is on foreign policy for the next 4 years. Mitt Romney's already baiting Barack Obama.
I mean, he's got to come up with that over this weekend because there's only one debate left on Monday.
It should be a doozy. I'm Steve Handelsman, NBC News, Washington.
And you have one more chance to watch the candidates go head-to-head. The third and final debate is October 22nd at Lynn University in Boca Raton, Florida. And while we've heard a lot from the top 2 presidential candidates, what about the others?
If you were to guess how many candidates there are for president, what would you say?
I'd probably say there's 20.
6 altogether.
Okay. Would you be surprised if I told you there are 16?
I'd be very surprised. Yeah.
And among the other candidates is Roseanne Barr, who's running under the Peace and Freedom Party. The other 2 parties who seem to get more attention are the Green Party and Libertarian. Gary Johnson is running for the Libertarian Party. Dr. Jill Stein is the Green Party's frontrunner, who was arrested outside Hofstra University yesterday, along with her running mate, for trying to enter the presidential debate. And tonight is your chance to hear from the candidates running for Pueblo County Commissioner. 2 seats are up for election next month. Terry Hart and Dan Senta are running for District 1. Leanne Buffy McFadden and Debbie Rose are vying for District 2. That debate will run from 5:30 to 7 o'clock tonight at Swallows Charter Academy in Pueblo West. If you can't make it, we'll have coverage for you on News 5 at 10. Well, it is a disease as many as 1 million American women have but may be unaware of. We're talking about breast cancer. In today's Your Healthy Family, how knowledge and early detection can save your life. That story's coming up next. But first, We want to say thank you to our neighbors watching News 5 at 5 in Black Forest, Northgate, and Flying Horse Ranch. We'll be right back.
With Jennifer Horbelt, Rob Quirk, and Mike Daniels, this is the most watched early evening newscast in Southern Colorado. News 5 at 5.
There's never a good time to fix kitchens or bathrooms. That's when I discovered Granite Transformations. They came